Welcome to the Political Matrix News. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the political matrix.
Hello, folks, and welcome back. This is Greg Fink here, the Political Matrix News broadcast. I'm joined tonight with Jonathan Cole, and this is our final segment here on the Tuesday evening of August 13th. We'll be airing this most likely on the 14th. And we are going to be talking now about Israel and Hamas. Oh, wait a second. No, there's another war. It's the other war, just a little north of there. Ukraine and Russia. We haven't talked about them in a long time because, it's been very quiet out there. I mean, Israel's been attacking all the Palestinians, and the Gaza's been attacking Israel, and Trump got shot, Biden stepped down. It's been a world war of world and international news, and nobody's even talked about Ukraine hardly at all. But you know what they've been doing when we weren't talking about it? They've been winning, and it looks like now they're invading Russia. Wow, what do you think about that?
I think it's genius, and there's historical precedence for it.
I mean, we gave them money to defend Ukraine. I did not know we gave them money to be on the offensive.
Doesn't matter. Like I said, we've given Israel money for 80 years, and they do whatever they want with weaponry.
I mean, it goes back to the whole war, the whole Desert Storm War back in the 1990s. I mean, George H.W. Bush, if he would have went ahead and toppled Hussein, he would have got reelected easily. There would have been no recession. The war was great for the economy. But you know what he did? He held back because our whole goal for that first war was just to get Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait.
Coalition for that invasion.
What?
He couldn't hold his coalition together for that invasion. They had all agreed to get them out of Kuwait,
because he was on it.
Iraq, so
and if the Lewinsky guy, whatever the hell his name is, from Ukraine, if he would have told everybody he's going to be attacking Russia with that money, he wouldn't have gotten the money.
Which is brilliant of him. Also brilliant of him is he didn't tell us he was going to do it.
The Democrats just love lying policies.
Which then goes back to 1967. The Israelis took our weapons and attacked Egypt, Sinai, and a lot of
that's because Israel's being attacked by everybody.
Brought up one of our surveillance ships, the USS Liberty, just so they'd have the security to pull off what was a great victory. In fact, if it wasn't for that war, we wouldn't be talking about Gaza right now.
Right, exactly.
But you also have two other
here. I mean, I'm not defending Putin. I mean, I think it's great that somebody attacked Russia, but I'm kind of hedging my bets that America's going to get dragged into a much bigger war than we have the leadership currently or are prepared to be in.
No, but that's not going to escalate.
America cannot handle the war. You don't think it'll escalate, really?
We don't get in general wars with Russia. Sorry, they go nuclear.
We are now.
That's been the doctrine since we've had nuclear weapons.
Whose weapons are they using to attack Russia? Are they using our weapons, somebody else's weapons? Is it somebody else's money? Hunter Biden's, maybe? I have no idea.
Hold on, let me look at that article. Let's see. That's not a U.S. tank they're driving. That's not a U.S. truck. It's not U.S. uniforms. That's not a U.S. APC. So I don't know. I don't really care. They've got Putin's attention.
They did do that. And Putin's now withdrawing troops.
The way he's reacting is telling me it's working because he's withdrawing Russian troops from Ukraine. And, you can say, well, I'm bringing them in to protect my country, but it doesn't matter. When you're a much smaller country, you just have to win the war however best you can. So there's another historical precedent to this. It was the 1862 invasion of Maryland and the 1863 invasion of Pennsylvania by the Confederacy. If either of those had been successful, it might have brought that war to a conclusion.
Right.
For the South. That was the strategy.
Yeah, I understand the end run and everything else. I understand the strategy. I just do not understand the surprise or the shock or
That's how you pull it off.
Well, I understand. I mean, I'm surprised that nobody in
If you
America
want
knew
people
about
to
it.
know what's going on, tell the U.S.
That's very true. I mean, we can't even stop the Secret Service here from protecting or standing down why the former president was getting targeted, and they knew about it for over an hour, and they
Well, you
couldn't
got
even
to
protect
remember
them.
what's happening here is they're making Putin into a liar. I've got it under control. It's great. Your kids aren't dying in vain, and they're not
Right,
going to come on our soil. Whoops. Um, Putin's been susceptible to coup attempts that could trigger another one.
right. It could. Now I do know that it might actually put some sort of an idea on why he was so adamant about the hostage exchange that happened last week or the week before, and he was able to get a lot of his spies and his KGB people back, or whatever they call it now.
Yes. And what would he
Uh,
need them for? Internal
exactly.
security.
Yeah. And so that
They've made
kind of
the
puts
whole decision.
that pins the tail on the donkey on that issue there. Why did he need them in such a hurry? Why was he willing to make such a deal? And
It's
he,
for
he probably
internal.
knew something was happening.
He's got to save his own skin. He's been in power probably too long now, and the whole Wagner thing. If they'd followed through, it might have worked. The stupidest man on earth, and I can't remember his name now, the bald-headed guy that believed Putin when he said, "Okay, if you'll stop invading the country, I'll forgive you." Then he was dead in a plane crash within weeks.
Right.
You just so. I honestly don't care if U.S. weapons were used in this endeavor. If it ends this war, great.
It's not going to end it.
Because at the end of the day, the Soviet Union, or no, it might as well be, is an aggressor state. They've already seized other former Soviet socialist republics that had
Right.
been free, and they were going to try to add Ukraine one chunk at a time. And kind of like Finland in 39 and 40, they kind of got taken to task by a much smaller, less equipped force.
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting because I don't think it's going to be ending the war anytime soon. I don't think it's going to have the wonderful positive. I could be wrong, but I think Putin's going to find a way to double down. He's going to probably get help from some other countries to do it.
Well, that's what the Russians did in the late 80s when Afghanistan, and that brought the whole Soviet Union down. A lot of people don't forget that's what was really the tipping point. We can win this war. We can win this war. No, we're just going to change governments.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes forward. I'm happy that they're able to attack Russia. I think it was very, very brave of them to do so. I don't really, I agree with the whole strategy without America on board 100%. Because with America on board,
our whole history has been trying to help smaller nations against major aggressor nations.
I'd love to just make Russia the 53rd state. Just annihilate them altogether. And
we'll just need their vodka.
We'll take their vodka and their resources. But the whole idea is that Russian, they have a lot of resources.
What, porn?
They got minerals. They got minerals.
Mail order brides, prostitution.
Anyway,
drugs,
that being said, they actually have some other natural resources that are pretty good for
all
mankind.
True.
But the whole idea is that Russia needs to go ahead and cease to exist in the manner it is, and needs to be given back to the people, of which the people have not had Russia for centuries. I don't think ever.
It started out that way. They had democratic elections, and Russia was being a willing trade partner with us.
Right.
Putin came to power, and then they weren't free elections any longer.
Yeah.
It was a return to the Soviet Union almost.
They weren't the same kind of free elections that we experienced here in America. Okay, they were concocted elections.
For Russia, it was pretty darn free.
What?
For Russia, it was pretty darn free. Now the latest.
For what years?
they're
What
not.
years was that?
Well, that's when Yeltsin was winning.
Yeah, for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Putin came to power, and there hasn't been a free election since.
Yeah, interesting though. Yeltsin kept winning every election with Putin by his side as the right hand guy. So I don't know how many of them elections were really free or not, or just
Well,
looks like they're free because
at
a
the
Democrat
time,
Party and the media was always
and
saying
Clinton and
Yeltsin's a wonderful
W.
hero.
We had 3 presidents who felt we were on good footing with Russia.
Well, we were on good footing with Russia because Yeltsin was drinking his vodka like crazy, and Putin was taking care of all the administrative stuff.
Yeah, but then he wanted actual power, but now we've got what we've got.
Exactly. Now Yeltsin
We're back into a
went away.
superpower struggle.
Exactly.
The original plan had been let's be best buds with Russia, and then we can both bring China to heel. And it didn't work that way.
So I guess right now is the Ukrainian war over then? So let's go back to our original topic. I mean, if they got our land back,
but I think it's a chess move that's going to pay off. Just how Putin is reacting today is very un-Putin-esque, if that's a word.
I'm Putin-esque.
He's not being a strong leader. He's being a whiny crybaby. He spent most of the morning on a Trump-like rant about how we're being attacked and you're not paying any attention to this. That's not the Putin we've known for 30, 40 years. So I think it's kind of like maybe it's, I'm trying to think of there was a boxing analogy and it escapes me now, but like, Putin thought he had he was fighting a person in a lower weight class and should have had it won, and the dude unloaded, a haymaker and stunned him. So now what? Because
we'll find out.
There was a saying in poli sci for years is that every autocrat is only 1 24-hour cycle away from a coup.
Right.
Because somebody wants that power just as much, if not more.
They do.
There's generals, there's industrialists, there's all kind of people in Russia that could just say, what, we've had enough of that. Just kind of like Khrushchev.
Right.
He lost face over the missile crisis, and he was quietly replaced.
Exactly.
Amazingly, they didn't kill him; they just put him in a cottage on a lake. But even let him write his memoirs. But he was taken out of power.
Yeah, replaced by Brezhnev.
Yeah, who was replaced
less
by
entertaining.
Andropov, who was replaced by Gorbachev, and then it all came down. But again, a lot of the winning the Cold War was us sending arms to anybody who's engaging the Russians.
Right.
On top of outspending them in industrial production, especially engaging them in a space race to the moon, what they did not have the money to do. So I think it was a total of 7 presidents followed that policy to its conclusion.
Well, we will see how this president here handles this situation with Russia and
I think he just sits back with a bucket of popcorn. It's
well, yeah, it's probably all he might be doing is just eating popcorn and watching it, watching the parade go by.
For us. Hey, I'm not involved. I don't. He went rogue. I don't know, Putin. What do you want?
Exactly.
That's the whole point. Plausible deniability.
Yeah. But it's gonna be interesting because we'll have President Kamala Harris, who will probably be appointed the president of the United States during the DNC conference here next week, and so she'll most likely be the president during all this mess, and we'll see how she handles all this foreign policy.
Well, this is taking care of itself, so we might not have to worry about it.
But it might not. It's one missile shot away from reversing it very quickly. I mean, it's not like Russia had their elite guard over there. Russia had their scrub warriors over there, their lowest trained, military guys there. And it wasn't like they're taking Ukraine seriously.
Well, there is one rule that still applies. Russia does not want to get into a nuclear exchange with the
No, they do
United
not.
States.
You're correct. They do not want to be in a nuclear battle with anybody.
But especially not the United States.
No, we will cream you.
Yes, they know that. So let's let Zelensky handle his own problem.
That'd be wonderful. He gets his own money.
That's fine. I mean, that'd be money well spent if we get a desired result.
Of his own money, yeah. Of which I think they're out of money.
Well, that's the whole point. You have to help a smaller country against a superpower aggressor.
Right. How many people are in Ukraine?
Tens of millions, but I can't remember. If
Let's
that.
look it up. What? Yeah, that's true. A lot of people have taken off and left Ukraine. And I don't think they have any governmental or country infrastructure left at this moment.
Not a lot.
No.
I mean, that's just
no economy. I mean, they're going to rebuild everything. They got to rebuild the economy, schools, the hospitals. I mean, they've been totally almost to the Stone Age has run away.
Sounds like a job for Halliburton.
Or somebody like that, yeah. Lynn Cheney, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, the whole Cheney clan, they got their sights set on that. They can go ahead and join up with the Bidens and
that's
Biden
why we
Inc.
went into Iraq the second time.
Yeah, Biden Inc. and Cheney Inc. can all work together and see what they can make out of it. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here for the it's August 13th here. It's a week before the Florida primary election here. We're gonna be back next week on primary night to talk about some of the elections here that have happened throughout the state. And thank you guys for staying with us. And we have been happy here to talk about Russia and Florida. And next week we'll talk about Florida stuff. But it's been a good night. You have a good evening, Jonathan.
Have a good one.
Thank you guys for watching the Political Metrics News.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, cuddle us, do whatever you can do just to get us out there. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.